scared to get in trouble because she goes to the extreme. Sometimes she locks us in a closet. The longest I've been here has been like 4 days.
4 days?
She tased me and locked me in a closet for 4 days.
She tased you? Have you ever locked your kids in the closet?
No. I've never locked any of my kids in the closet.
I found this letter. Dear God, I think she's going to kill me. I didn't do anything. You and I both know that. I want to change. But if she kills me, I know that I was making changes to make me better. She held scissors to my throat. Scissors, underlined, to my throat. She left bruises on my neck. My nose is clogged with blood and my ear is bright red with plenty of scratches on it. And it hurts so bad. I can't lay on that side of my head. And the fact that she said, I'm going to kill her with at least 2 people besides me that can verify that. She's talking about being beat up. She's talking about having scissors to her throat, talking about her and you telling her you would have killed her.
That's when we had an altercation. She does that. That's how she vents.
Obese woman, starved and tased, children entrusted in her care. Okay guys, so this case truly is heartbreaking and extremely aggravating. It amazes me just how bold some of these child abusers are when caught, and the complete blasé responses from this woman are infuriating, to say the least. So, a warning here, this episode could be upsetting for some viewers. Includes talk of child abuse and a chance of bad language. So for this one, we're heading to Piedmont, a city in Oklahoma, United States of America. It's around 2 p.m. on the 15th of March 2024. Police are contacted about a runaway child, and she is located by Lieutenant Andrew Stevens in the area of 1800 Piedmont Road. Now at first, I was quite shocked at just how abrupt Andrew was with the young girl, demanding she not run, rather than reassure her that she's safe now. But all of that soon changes once he sees just how fragile and skinny this poor girl was, later stating her skin appeared to hang on her bones, and her lips were dry and cracked. I saw that she was visibly frightened, crying even, and hiding under a blanket behind a building. How sad, but what led to this? Let's jump into this intense body cam.
Don't run or I'll chase you and put you in handcuffs. I know you don't. Let's go talk about it. But until you're in my car, we're not talking. Stand up. Stand up! Yes. Are you going to listen? Yes. I don't want to yell at you. I want to be nice to you, but I'm not going to chase you. Like, I'll tackle you before you have time to run. Do you understand? Okay, I don't want to do all that. I want to help you and figure out why you ran away and all that, but...
Can we talk about it at the police station?
We can talk about it in my car first. Yeah. Okay. Do you need it? Is this any of your stuff? Okay, let's go to my car. I have located her.
We are located now. I will call and cancel.
Okay, I'm just going to go around this building. What's going on? Why'd you run away?
I don't want to be there.
Why not?
She's scared.
She's scary? Who?
The one who takes care of us.
What's her name?
Tina.
Is that your mom? Yeah. What's scary about her?
I'm scared to get in trouble because she goes to the extreme. She goes very far when she gets into trouble.
Like what? What happens when you get in trouble?
Sometimes she locks us in a closet.
Locks you in a closet? For how long?
The longest I've been here has been like 4 days.
4 days? When did that happen? Most recently?
It was last year. It was around Easter.
And what did you get in trouble for that made that happen?
I was sneaking my sister's food.
You were making them food?
I was sneaking my sister's food that she gets from school.
Why'd you get in trouble for that?
Because I'm not supposed to.
Make food?
No, My sister, she brings, my little sister, she brings some, she was bringing like snacks from school.
Yeah.
And I was having her keep it in the bedroom so I could have some. And so when she figured it out, she tased me and locked me in a closet for 4 days.
She tased you?
Okay, what the fuck? Locks her in the closet? Tases her? What is going on? And who is the monster behind such crimes? A woman meant to protect these children, keep them safe, and raise them well, is starving and abusing them, and using a weapon upon them. Weighing only a mere 60 pounds, this young girl had been missing for 12 hours. She was found around 45 minutes after the police were contacted, hiding in fear. She was checked over by the paramedics from Pafford EMS, who reported she was stable but in need of seeing a doctor. The woman behind this misery and abuse, 43-year-old at that time, Tina Ramirez, who is not the child's mother, but a caregiver, a foster or adopted parent, trusted to take care of these children. Officers head straight over to the Jackson Avenue home, near Stout Drive, to speak to this brute. And honestly, guys, just listen to this narcissist perpetuate she is the complete opposite to what she really is. A monster.
This year, I threw a Halloween party for the kids. It was really cool. I bought a bunch of Halloween decor, and I bought a projector, a huge 84-inch projector, because I bought the screen. But I had bought a projector Black Friday the year before. I hadn't used it yet, so I did like cool stuff, decorated cupcakes, cool candies, and then set that up for them. Happiest kids ever. They're like best mom ever, and they loved it. They went to school talking about it and everything. So it was a lot of fun. I wanted to do the projector out here, but I was like, I don't know if that's okay to do.
Best mom ever, hey? She's trying to plant a view in the minds of these officers that she's a great mum who loves to go out of her way for her kids, who love her. But that's not going to work today. Just the sight of this young girl was enough to infuriate the responding officers. Let's see how their chat went later that day.
Have you ever locked your kids in the closet?
No.
Okay. Why would they tell me they've been locked in the closet?
All of my kids said that.
More than one.
No. I've never locked any of my kids in the closet.
Okay. I found this letter, and I'm sure you've read it. It was in your closet.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about these letters.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, why is she saying all this horrible stuff is happening to her if...
She does that. That's how she vents.
Right. I mean, is it the truth?
I mean, those are old. I don't know. Like,
She's talking about being beat up. She's talking about having scissors to her throat. Talking about her and you telling her you would have killed her.
That's when we had an altercation.
Right.
We had an altercation.
With scissors?
No, there was no scissors. She was coming at me.
Okay.
Because she was holding my hair.
Okay.
Right? And, yeah, that did happen. That did happen, yes.
How do you discipline these kids? I mean, I know we talked about it earlier. Do you spank them?
No.
Do you hit them?
No.
Ever?
No. I've had altercations before.
Yeah.
There's been more than one. There's a time she ripped my necklace off of me. Okay? And I held her. Entrance, kick, and punch.
Yeah.
I had to hold her down.
Okay.
Okay? Other than that, no.
Typically, what does dinner look like here?
I don't cook every single night, but dinner, the kids will do either, most of the time the little ones like pizza, Hot Pockets, chicken nuggets, peanut butter and jelly, the big girls.
Jade, you want a flashlight?
Like, I just did beans.
If you need it, I don't know.
I just did beans the other day.
Notice how she mentions the little ones eating stuff like pizza, hot dogs and hot pockets. Even without realising, she emphasised how this was with the little ones. She actually does this a lot throughout, whereas she gets to talking about the older kids and just literally mentions beans. That's not a meal. That's something that goes on the plate besides the meal. I mean, if it must. I hate beans. Yes, a Brit that hates beans, haha. Many of us actually do, by the way. Now listen to how entirely lazy and negligent this woman really is. She just can't be bothered to get up and tend to these kids. She's too idle to cook for them. Like, does she even realise how badly she's implicating herself throughout here? Or is she really that dumb? Let me know what you think.
The little ones eat at school, but the big ones, I'm getting up late and I ain't getting the time to work and everything. I make sure they get milk. It's not cereal.
Yo, milk is not a meal and will not give the child the nutrients and strength to cope with a school day. How fucking hard is it to grab a bowl and stick some cereal inside? Oats are a very cheap and brilliant source of carbs and fibre and high in protein, including amino acids loaded with important vitamins and minerals. They are a perfect food that's cheap enough and will sustain the child and their energy levels for the day. You can have oats, porridge, add honey, jam, fruit. Piss. It's all excuses from this bone idle woman. Disgusting.
Tell me about this.
Okay. This one right here, I did take away the drinks from her because she was sneaking them. She writes stuff like this all the time, sir. You can talk to her about this. She does this all the time. She'll tell you.
So why'd you keep this one like it's important?
I didn't keep because
It was in the closet.
I mean,
With all your important papers.
I kept all of these to show her and remind her, but I haven't got these out in forever, sir. I'm being honest, like...
I don't think you are.
I'm scared.
Well, probably because you've been abusing your kids.
No,
Look how skinny they are. You tell me you feed those kids.
I do.
Enough.
I wouldn't say enough.
You wouldn't say you feed your kids enough? See how she's constantly implicating herself further and just making it clear that these children, at least some of them, are being abused and starved in this so-called home.
Because you've been abusing your kids.
No,
Look how skinny they are. You tell me you feed those kids.
I do.
Enough.
I wouldn't say enough. They like to eat noodles. What kid can get fat off of noodles?
My kids. I feed my kids noodles all the time. They're fatter than hell. At least not skin and bones like
They
this.
eat noodles and crackers with it.
And spaghetti and meatballs and Hot Pockets and pizza and hot dogs and all kinds of nutritious things. Those kids are malnutritioned, Tina.
Well, I give them canned vegetables. Does that count?
That's healthy, yeah.
Apples. Explain that to me.
I know, but here I am, and they don't have bedrooms and they had cereal for dinner.
Well, that's what they wanted. They got the choice, the option, and they had the choice of that. That's what they wanted. It's always what they want. What do you want? I'm not cooking tonight. If they want cereal, they get cereal. It's always what they want. What do you want? I'm not cooking tonight. If they want cereal, they get cereal. If they want a bologna and cheese sandwich, sir, they get it.
She's trying to backtrack now, maybe realising just how much she said already. Claiming tinned fruit and veg. Now she starts to victim blame these children, like it's their fault they don't eat, and it's their choice. Listen. And just a pre-warning here, the officer is going to read a letter the young girl wrote, and it's heart-wrenching, plus could make you very angry, as it certainly did me, and indeed the responding Lieutenant Andrew Stevens.
I'm not sure what she wanted. I said, what do you want? There's beans from last night that I cooked. She was just saying, who's going to get to eat the beans now? She loves my cooking. My kids love my cooking.
Dear God, I think she's going to kill me. I didn't do anything. You and I both know that. I have been talking to you, praying and trying to be polite helpful, and respectful. I've been shutting out all the bad thoughts, but it's no use. But I won't let their negativity and discouragement stop me. This is my year for as long as I'm alive. I'm going to change, but I won't let anyone stop me. I want to change, but if she kills me, I know that I was making changes to make me better. I'm going to be kind and respectful still. She held scissors to my throat. Scissors, underlined, to my throat. She left bruises on my neck, along with cuts from her nails. She cut the inside of my lip, and now one of my front teeth is moving slightly. My nose is clogged with blood, and my ear is bright red with plenty of scratches on it. And it hurts so bad. I can't lay on that side of my head. You know I could get her in trouble for that. And the fact that she said, I'm going to kill her with at least 2 people besides me that can verify that. Then she whispered to me, if Katrina didn't stop me, I would have choked you till you passed out. And I'm the sick, twisted one, but no, I'm going to stay here just to prove what I can change.
Yes.
Tina, combine that with the fact that these kids have run away 7 times from you? Mm-hmm. How is any reasonable person supposed to think you're not starving and abusing these kids?
Okay.
Oh my god, you guys. How fucking heartbreaking and wrenching was that to listen to? God almighty, what drives someone to firstly take on foster or adopted children and then just starve and abuse them? Can anyone tell me, do people get paid good money in America per child to foster or adopt? As I've seen another horrific story where 2 women fostered like 7 or even more kids to do basically the same to them before ending all of their lives. I believe that was for the sheer amount of money that they brought in for the 7 or more kids. Can anyone answer me that? Please let me know in the comments. So this poor, innocent little girl has poured her heart out the only way she knows how, to write it all down. She even blames herself throughout, whilst also understanding this sick woman is clearly in the wrong with how she treats them. So incredibly hard to listen to. Even the lieutenant's voice noticeably cracks with just how emotional the letter has made him. The young girl even states, you know I could get her in trouble for that, right? This child is smart. I believe she knew this letter would be found at some point, and she would have a record of the abuse. She knew it was wrong. She wanted to reach out. She just didn't know how to. Oh God, the part when Tina butts in on the officer as he reads that Tina had threatened to end the child's life in front of multiple witnesses. Also, after he reads out how the young girl couldn't even sleep on one side of her face from the pure damage her so-called foster mom had disgustingly inflicted upon her, shameful, and she just doesn't seem to care either. She butts in with, that's that altercation. Like, she can somehow validate everything because they had an altercation. What the fuck? This was not with an adult. And even if she were, from what was described, if she was an adult, Tina would still be going to prison for causing such injuries to a grown-ass adult. Like, is she even okay? Then, as the lieutenant pushes on with this terribly upsetting and devastating letter, which you can even feel his pain through his voice, plus his anger at the situation, the child states after describing her abuse that Tina, the sick bitch, whispered how if she wasn't prevented at the time, she would have choked the poor girl to death. The child then wrote, and I'm the sick and twisted one? But no, I'm going to stay here just to prove that I can change what I can change. Oh gosh, no, sweetheart, you do not need to change. Nothing, and I mean nothing, excuses a so-called caregiver or mother into starving, tasing, beating and abusing the very children entrusted in their care, many of whom have already suffered such terrible starts in life and deserve so much better. Sick. The sweet little girl blames herself and believes she needs to change. So upsetting to hear, honestly.
How is any reasonable person supposed to think you're not starving and abusing these kids?
Okay. Mental abuse? I would say yes. Physical abuse? No. Has there been altercations? Yes, there has. Starving, like you said, I feed them, but it's not the food
But a year.
kids get.
No, I quoted the noodles you
okay.
said. Okay, you said noodles. I said noodles. Okay.
Ugh, the way she just slobbed on the sofa the entire time just seems to anger me even more. I'm sorry, wait, did she just agree to mentally abusing these children whilst casually brushing past to state, but she doesn't physically abuse them?
Physical abuse?
Oh, yeah, that's okay then. Fuck's sake.
You said noodles. I said noodles. Okay, we're
If
not.
I'm starving, then why do I have all this food?
If you're feeding them, why are they skinny?
Have you talked to them about that?
I have.
And what did they say?
That's not what we're talking about. I'm asking you questions right now. If you're feeding them, why are they skinny?
Did you?
Are you eating? Is your husband eating?
Yeah.
Those boys are eating. At least it looks like it. I haven't looked at them real close. But those two older girls, you can't look at me and tell me they're eating enough.
Oh god, you've just got to laugh when Lieutenant Andrew confronts her about whether she's eating. Well, she's slumped on that sofa like fucking Roz from Monsters, Inc. Honestly, that's uncanny. And she literally cannot answer to why these kids are so damn skinny. Ugh, infuriating.
Did you?
Are you eating? Is your husband eating?
Yeah.
Those boys are eating. At least it looks like it. I haven't looked at them real close. But those two older girls, you can't look at me and tell me they're eating enough. Tell me they're eating enough.
There's a time we thought they had parasites. I even bought them parasite medicine. It's around here somewhere.
Did they go to the doctor?
No.
When's the last time they've been to a physician?
Because it's been a while.
How long is a while?
See, I think the last time for was to get a shot and the dentist to get her retainer taken out. So maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
They haven't been to a physician in 2 or 3 years?
No.
Look how skinny they are. You thought they had parasites? And you
told
didn't
me
take them to the doctor?
She told I've had parasites.
You should go to the doctor if you have parasites.
What the hell is she on about? Parasites? Ugh, what the hell? And she still didn't take them to the doctor? No excuse. Then she tries to backtrack. No, I had the parasites. Oh, she's so dumb, man.
Tell me they're eating enough.
There's a time we thought they had parasites. I even bought them parasite medicine. It's around here somewhere.
Did they go to the doctor?
No.
When's the last time they've been to a physician?
Because it's been a while now. So maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
They haven't been to a physician in 2 or 3 years?
No.
Look how skinny they are. You thought they had parasites?
And
And you didn't take them to the doctor?
She told I've had parasites.
You should go to the doctor if you have parasites. You should take your children to the doctor if they're skin and bones, Tina.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
So why haven't you? Why aren't you feeding your kids?
Why haven't I taken them to the doctor? I have no excuse.
Okay. Why aren't you feeding your kids
Why
enough?
ain't I feeding
Okay,
them
you feed
enough?
them. Why aren't you feeding them enough?
What is enough? Because like I explained earlier, they were gorging.
What is enough? God damn, someone please slap this woman, at the very least. And can anyone tell me what she said these kids were at the end? Borgy? Gorgy? I couldn't work out, or nor do I know what it means. What any of these mean? If anyone can tell me, I don't know, borgy, gorgy, I'm not sure.
Are you feeding those kids enough?
Enough? Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What would be enough? Is 3 times a day enough?
Okay,
2
that-
to 3 times a day?
So,
Because
I-
sometimes, like I said, in the morning, the girls will just have a glass of milk. Okay? But they have lunch and they have dinner. They never skip that.
Okay.
Never.
We're circling right back around to if they're not skipping meals and if they're getting fed enough, I wouldn't be able to see their bones through their skin like that.
Yeah. So maybe I should take them to the doctor.
Absolutely, I think you should have taken them to the doctor. You know, especially if they're skinny because there's something wrong with them. You know, if they're skinny because there's something wrong with them, they need to go to the doctor. If they're skinny because you're not feeding them, you need to go to prison. Right?
Right.
Lieutenant Andrew starts to rearrange his clothes here as he's clearly getting more and more pissed at Tina and the entire situation. It's a distraction. He's getting hemped up here, and it's no wonder. This woman is incredibly ignorant. How often do you feed yourself, Tina, love?
But you haven't fed them enough either.
Okay.
Look at them. It breaks my heart. when I found that girl and she stood up, Tina, I don't know how you stay here with her like that. She's tiny.
She covers herself. She's always covering herself.
But that doesn't mean it's not there.
I know, but she covers herself. She does. I've been trying to get her to do more, drink more, eat more, and everything. Give her Gatorade. Said, maybe you need some electrolytes. I did. Started buying more oranges and apples. Nutrients. Bought more canned food. Hey, you need to eat some vegetables. I have.
And then you keep it all locked up and you don't let them have snacks until you get home.
Well, I'm always home.
Now.
Yeah. Yeah. But I let them always choose. What do you want to eat? It's their choice. They choose.
Tina, please. I really am not trying to be mean to you.
I know you're not. You're doing your job.
Whenever you say things to me like, I let them eat, I let them choose, I let them this, like all I can think about is looking at how skinny they are. So like, they're not, and they haven't gone to the doctor, and there's locks on everything in this house, and I can't even count the cameras. I haven't started to. Like these kids,
they were for protection at first.
Oh, well, I get.
I started putting them in certain places because we had to.
And I get, having them so the kids don't run away. But now that I've been here, I kind of understand why the kids are running away. I don't blame them. I'd be running away too. Like, I just want to eat. Like,
but when I've asked them why they ran away, it was never had to do anything with that.
Tina, they're not going to tell you because you're starving them.
Bless him. Andrew's voice clearly fully cracks as his emotions are all over the place, from angry to incredibly emotional. He states how he doesn't blame the kids for running away, and that he would too. And what is her response to that? And nodding. It's unreal. Her display of disconnect from both the children and the situation is seriously frustrating and just crazy. And it's obvious the lieutenant feels that way too. The fact she even says how when she asks why they run away, they don't say what he's stating. I mean, what does that say really? Of course they're not going to tell you. You're the one abusing them, making them run away. Fucking hell. She's unbearable.
Why is all the food locked up?
To keep them from sneaking it, stealing it, things like that.
Why?
The freezer, you notice, isn't locked up. They don't usually get in the freezer and mess with that stuff, but the stuff that they can grab quick.
Let me ask you a question.
That's why.
What is wrong with letting them? I understand keeping some control over it because I've got 4 kids. I have to do that myself. But I do that through parenting, not putting locks on everything. I understand that these are some devious. Hang on. Let me finish. Wait. Just let me finish my thought, please.
No, absolutely.
I understand you got some devious kids causing problems. You got to take that extra step. I get it. But like their cameras, locks. They're running away constantly. They're writing letters, because they're out of options. They don't know what else to do anymore. Like they're expressing their feelings on paper because they've got no one to talk to because they don't go to school and they don't go to counseling and they don't go to the doctor and all they do is sit around here and get starved. And what am I supposed to tell anybody that asks me why you shouldn't go to prison? What do I tell somebody, Tina? Because I just didn't feel like taking them to the doctor?
No.
You've got $60,000, $80,000 cars in the garage, but you can't afford enough food, so you lock it up.
Wow. $60,000 to $80,000 cars? This fostering must be lucrative, especially when you save so much money on not feeding those children. Andrew is getting fucking fed up of talking to this scumbag now. His emotions are taking over.
Let's reconvene tomorrow, because I'm getting frustrated and that's unprofessional, and I apologize for that.
Actually, you know what? You're doing your job.
Thank you.
You're doing your job.
Thank you, Tina.
You're absolutely welcome.
Ah, bless. I'm sure Lieutenant Andrew really needed the validation of a child abuser. Oh, God.
And you said my sister was on her way?
Jade, sister's
yes,
coming?
Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're not going to leave. We're just going to quit this interview so I can calm down.
You're okay.
I appreciate you speaking with me.
No, I appreciate you. You have, I'm going to let you know, you have been very nice throughout this whole process. Something like this can be very uncomfortable, all of it from the beginning. And since you walked in my door, you have made this process comfortable.
I'm glad.
You're doing your job,
right.
Okay? That's your job. Serve and protect, right? I can't be mad at that. All right? Her job, same thing. Serve and protect. Right? I understand. I do. Okay. It looks bad. It does.
It's because it is bad, Tina. It doesn't look bad. It is bad. Yeah. The police are here doing a search warrant, and DHS is taking your kids.
I know.
It's bad.
And that's you know what, I'll tell you something. Those 2 older ones have been taken from DHS.
I know. And
not only from their bio parents, but a foster.
And they're terrified.
Foster. They've been taken out of foster care before because that foster home got investigated. And then the 3rd home, that they didn't want them, so they felt not wanted.
And now the 4th home.
And
how do they feel here?
I hate that.
And so.
Oh God, this woman is insufferable, isn't she? How she's explaining how such an interaction like they had can be very uncomfortable. It's like she's the officer. She still believes that she's in control, and probably in her own narcissistic mind actually thinks she will get away with all of this. Then how she has the utter bare-faced cheek to bring up the children's terrible past. Like that's going to somehow paint her in a better light. That's even worse. This is what I'm saying. Dumb. I mean, you take these children who have had a terrible life and you're going to make it even worse, and then you're going to show that off as if it's going to help you in some way. Now listen to her. Say how she hates how they've also suffered by living with her at her hands.
And
how do they feel here?
I hate that.
And so these kids have run away over and over again, but it's wild, and I didn't think we would have this conversation because it's not normal for us to have this conversation, but it's crazy. These kids want to run away, but they're also scared of me to take them away. They don't want to be here, but they're scared to end up with some worse foster family.
They've told me the reason they don't want to be here is because they're tired of hurting everybody. They're tired of hurting.
How are they hurting you? Eating too much?
No. Just putting me through the things that they have put me through.
What did they put you through?
Like, I told you she scratched my car. She got mad. She got angry.
She's a child.
Have you heard this scum victim blame these children? They ran away because they're tired of hurting everybody. Oh please, just shut up, you pathetic waste of oxygen.
Oh, I guess I do need to ask you a couple more questions.
Yes.
Several of your kids confirmed that you have tased one of these kids with that taser.
No, as I was telling her earlier, we do that, right?
Yeah.
And we even do it with the dogs. So physically, no, I'm not.
Like how close have you put it to the kids?
One time I got real close on accident because we were playing around. One time I got real close on accident because we were playing around. But as far as, no.
Okay, then the bzz game, like how close are you?
Oh, not that close.
I know, but you're not telling me a distance,
Oh.
like with inches? That's like 6 inches is what you just showed
Yeah,
me.
we pop it. Like, oh, it's like, did you find it?
I did.
Yeah, it's little. It don't hit them.
Oh, what a joker. Yeah, it's only little, hey? I mean, I'm always going around tasing my partner and my dog for shits and giggles. What a pissy. Best game ever. Is she serious? Want to see this little toy, you guys? The taser, of which the young girl states was used on her, and Tina likes to play games with the kids with. I'll show you.
Yep. I guess that's coming with me.
Yep. That's the little family friendly... Yep. That's the little family friendly toy, you guys. Bzz, bzz. Ugh, that impression wasn't annoying. As if she even tries to play this off. A taser. You know, the things that police use to take down aggressive offenders. Used as the main weapon for a lot of British police. Crazy.
You need me to open the pantry? Fingerprinted?
Oh no, you press mode.
You do need me to open the pantry?
So we now get to the 19th of March, where officers arrived to surprise the scumbags at this property at around 7 AM, I believe, and a few days after their first interaction. And it's pretty clear straight away that they really weren't expecting it. I truly believe they thought they would get away with everything. And as you will see, Tina Ramirez is not the only adult at this residence. And now we're going to be introduced to the male subject abuser in this tragic and disturbing story. His name is Anthony Ibeziako, and he is the partner of Tina Ramirez, and also lives at this residence. So there's literally no way he isn't aware of the abuse, or at least to some extent, that is taking place at this home, and the starvation of these poor children.
Okay. You and Anthony are coming with me, and we're going to jail today.
We're going to jail?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just being straight with you. I don't want to argue and fight and all that, but that's what's going on this morning.
Okay.
So get some shoes on, what you need to do, and then we're going to head out.
Okay, I'll get dressed.
Okay. I'm not going to stay out here, though. I'm going to come in just so I make sure you don't.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay.
I'm glad you're here. At some point, you and I need to sit down and talk about this environment and your involvement in all of this. Your name has come up several times in my investigation, but you and I haven't had an opportunity to sit down and talk. You and I as well are going to have to sit down and talk. You're coming with me this morning. So go ahead and set your stuff down. You already got shoes on and everything? All right, put your stuff down right there. And turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Do I just,
You just go to jail, that's all. You just go to jail, that's all.
I'm
Hold that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just stand right there and be helpful.
That back door won't hold that dog.
Okay, I know. I'll put him in his cage.
No.
Oh. Loki.
Loki, the husky. You're not gonna get changed?
I was just making sure you had shoes on. You got shoes on? All right.
Yeah. That back door won't hold that husky.
She can take care of that, right?
Okay.
Let's go with him to his car.
Can she give me water? Because my mouth is really dry since I'm just waking up. Can she give me
You can
water?
get a drink of water. Yeah, that's
Give me
fine.
water. My purse is right there. Okay?
I don't think your hands are going to be back here.
No.
I'm going to get them in front of you, though.
Yeah. And can I take this or give it to her?
You can give it to her or whatever you want to do.
So we also have another grown female at this home who seems to also be involved, as the officer states he needs to speak with her further. She looks pretty well fed though. Certainly not starved, that's for sure.
And can I take this or give it to her?
You can give it to her or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Well, you carry this for me?
If you want me to, or you can carry it right there.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
You can lock those so that, they don't get tight when you put your hands down. Separate them real quick. I can't see in there.
To turn that off, you just say, hey, Ziggy, stop.
Okay.
Okay.
This way.
The dogs. What happens with the dogs?
You're going to have to sort that out with one of your family members or something.
Okay.
We don't have any animal control here in the city of Piedmont now. It's really surprising.
She seems disturbingly more worried about the welfare and safety of her dogs than she was about those poor innocent children left in her care, where even basic needs like food were suppressed.
See if we can't sit
Madness.
back there. You gotta take what? Is there room for both of them? Okay.
You want me to open it?
Oh, I thought he was gonna do it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, put yourself in there. Sorry about that.
Well, this officer is overly polite. Anyway, with Tina under arrest, it's now time to speak with her partner, Anthony Ibeziako. And I've got to say, he's almost as insufferable as Tina, and that's saying something. He's so ignorant. It's like he believes she's the mother, so-called, and the female, she's the one who should make sure the kids are fed. I mean, it's nothing to do with him, right? Ugh. Now, I'm unsure if I will subtitle any of this, perhaps some bits, but I thought I'd already done that and I just wanted to complete this now, but I have made the effort to do that for you guys. When every other word is like, kind of gets a bit mind-numbing, so I have made a few mistakes here and there with the word your, I think, but please forgive me for that. I also seem to always subtitle when I'm tired, so my bad. Oh yeah, and he winds me up, so... But I did do some for you guys. So anyway, let's head over to Anthony's interrogation and see what he has to say about all of this. Will he take any responsibility? Let's see.
It's like I can't catch a break. It's like
Well,
everything is...
I didn't know about this stuff until Friday, whenever I got involved with it, Anthony. That's the first time I got involved. You know, maybe if you and I had spoke Thursday and you were saying this situation's terrible and we need help, maybe this would look different. But the police got involved and found the conditions the way they were, and it's not good, Anthony. Okay? So, man, I really don't know what to tell you other than you should have done something, I think.
That's the thing. I'm thinking about like, what should I have done? What should I have done? Because at the same time, I did make sure I told her. I was like, hey, like, I asked her.
You knew what you were getting yourself into, man. I mean, like, you should have taken him to the doctor. You should have taken him to somebody, a professional.
I'm not. They're adopted. I'm not on their paper as like that.
I know that, but you got to know the family before you even got married.
Right.
You got to know the family and made sure that was something you wanted to be a part of.
Right.
So when you marry a woman with kids, those are your kids, your stepdad.
She always takes them to the hospital before the start of school.
That's for the babies, man, not the big ones. The big ones need to go to the doctor.
I thought she did that.
No, and she told me that she thought they had parasites and that she never took them to the doctor, even then. I mean, so I don't think that the defense of you just didn't know is going to fly for this, truthfully.
I don't know what else to say. It's like I can't like lie. I can't lie.
No, I don't want you to lie. That's the last thing I want you to do.
Right. It's like what do I say? What do I do?
I wish that there was something that you could tell me that you did to protect the kids. That's what I wish you could tell me. Is there anything you did to protect them?
I mean, thinking about it, let me see what I did to protect them.
Man, he doesn't half ramble on, whilst avoiding all responsibility, claiming he's not on their papers. Oh, so that means you happily watch them starve and get abused because, well, I mean, they're not on his papers, you guys. Sickening, utterly. And now he's going to rack his brains for what he has possibly done to protect these children. Let's have a listen and see how long it takes and what conclusions he comes to, shall we?
Thinking about it, let me see what I did to protect them.
You know, if
I'm just trying to think hard. And things I did to protect them. I don't know. Those times I did say, because I wanted like us to. I don't know if this is like protecting them. It's like me having to take them to buffets and stuff. I don't know. That's not protecting.
that's feeding them more. Right.
I'm sorry, but protection. talking to them.
Yeah.
I mean, how that's
So you said you took them to buffets, but you also said Tina primarily took care of them at home. Did you ever prepare meals for the family?
I did. It's African food, and
Not really their thing?
Not really their thing. So they're more of the night American hot dogs and things like that. But as far as the African side, they always say it's spicy. So I'm just okay. I'll eat it myself. So.
Right.
So basically, absolutely no conclusion. He even has to think hard, and he still only comes up with the fact that he has taken them to buffets in the past. I'm not sure who's more embarrassing and shameful, Anthony or Tina. Then he goes on about his food being too spicy and the kids don't like it. Well, whack a fucking pizza in the oven for the kids then. It's not rocket science, fella.
And then all I just did was that I just kind of made rice and just ate the stew that's in the fridge, or I buy noodles, and there's some African noodles that I eat, and I cook for myself, and that's it.
Okay. Do you understand what you just explained to me, right? Mm-hmm. You don't feed the kids?
We feed the kids.
You don't feed the kids, right? You said it's her responsibility?
Yeah, she's the
okay,
one that feeds
but she's not feeding them either, is what it looks like.
No, she says she feeds them, and I did tell. I asked
Do you
her,
see her feed them?
Yeah, in front. There was one time when I had this argument with her, I watched her. She doubled, like, there was a time they were eating, like,
What argument were you having with her?
It's mostly about this kids, man. It's like, I was telling her, hey, like, pretty much with the two, first I was like, questioning, like, why the hell do you have, why do you have to, all these logs, blah, blah.
It's pretty fucking clear Anthony doesn't like the adopted or fostered children. He almost says the two and then stops himself a few times. He was going to talk about the two fostered kids, the ones suffering the most abuse. Okay, so he's slightly smarter than Tina, but only slightly. His dislike to these children is evident by how he talks, even when he stops himself. He does not care one bit for these poor children and their well-being.
Why the hell do you have, why do you have to, all these logs, blah, blah. And then she goes, well, it's because they every single time trying to run away, so I'm trying to stop it from happening. Then all of a sudden, cameras. Why do you have all these cameras? Like,
Is that not you? Is that her? Like, there's so many cameras. That's crazy.
That's so crazy because I freaking that was argument about it. I argued with her. Like, this camera, like, this is not a normal family. This is some prison or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
First of all,
Thank you.
The cameras, I was like, yo, okay, there's so much cameras. And she's like, yeah, because I use the cameras to watch them because they kept asking, after they finished eating, they kept asking, like, stealing food from the little ones. Whenever the little ones are eating, they go into the kitchen and kind of give the little ones some side eye, and then the little ones would just act like they're full. And then the big ones take their food and eat it.
Because they're hungry, Anthony.
Because they ate.
But why are they... Man, Anthony,
just like you, I'm confused, man. I'm freaking...
So even Anthony refers to the home as a prison. But it's not for him. He can come and go as he pleases, feed himself whenever he wants to. The kids can't. They even have locks on the goddamn fridges. It's inhumane, it really is. He then mentions the other kids trying to steal food for the starving children in the home. How heartbreaking. Bless them all. And Anthony just seems oblivious to the fact that it's because these children are genuinely starving to death in that home. Do you think he's oblivious to it all? Is he really as confused as he acts? Or is he just acting plain dumb? The officer then goes on to try and explain the actions and behaviour of a starved child and how they act in desperation of food. Now, I may just believe that he's too thick to understand this whole concept, but no way he didn't see the clear abuse going on in the very home he lived in. No way.
Man, I'm freaking confused.
Okay,
I'm
listen.
hungry.
All right, just listen to me for a minute. Let me explain kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because you tell me these kids run away all the time, and that might be a behavior thing or not, whatever. But you're also telling me, like, they're stealing food all the time.
Right.
That just, like, they're stealing food all the time, and they're skin and bones. Like, they're hungry, Anthony.
Hey, check this out. Though.
Like,
they went to my her sister's house.
yeah.
She fed them. But tell me why the hell they're still stealing the food from their cousin's place?
Because whenever you came from a good home, so I don't expect you to understand this, but when kids over time don't get enough food, it's kind of like a dog. Like, have you ever had like a dog or an animal that went too long without food and stuff, and they just want to eat, and you gotta kind of stop them because they'll eat too much and they'll throw up, and you know, it's so whenever an animal or a child or whatever has gone without adequate food, they're going to want to eat everything all the time, just as a psychological thing.
Nope. He acts just as confused throughout, feigning his ignorance of the whole situation and the parts he played in it all.
Like, they're used to not getting enough, so they always want more. Does that make sense? Like, any chance they get for food, they're going to be like, oh, I need to grab that because I'm not going to get to eat tomorrow, or I'm not going to have enough, or I'm still hungry, or, you know, I'm not in those kids' head, but I can imagine kind of how they're thinking. And it makes sense to me, from my side, why they're stealing food, because they're habitually not getting fed enough. They're hungry. Does that concept make sense to you?
I guess I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. I've never dealt with shit like this before.
Alright.
I don't know where to begin. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. All I just know is that my whole goal for this was to have a good family, like turn something that was bad back to being good. That's all I wanted.
Have you ever hit the kids?
No. The only time that I hit the kid was because of he got expelled from school, and I was just kind of mad because it's like I didn't hit him so much, but at the same time it's just kind of like that.
He's then asked if he's ever hit the kids. After firstly answering no, he quickly follows the statement with, the only time I hit the kids. Oh, fuck off, Anthony. You can go join Tina, you piece of shit. Because no matter how dumb he played it, it did not work for him, and he would too be arrested. Both faced multiple charges. Tina Ramirez faced charges of child abuse and neglect, and assault and battery with a deadly weapon. But I'm unsure on Anthony's charges. It was said that Tina had a preliminary hearing on January the 29th of 2025, and Anthony had his on the 10th of January, but I cannot find anything further to report from that. They are both said to be facing court in winter of 2025, so hopefully they shall both suffer in jail, with spiceless, flavourless food, and only rationed as to when they can eat it. I also hope they have no relatives or friends that are willing to put money on their present cards, because they both, equally to me, deserve fuck all at best. How dare they take on these vulnerable children who already suffered enough in the past and subject them to further torture and horror, starve them, even tase them for fun? Jesus, I hope they rot in hell personally. Do you agree? Anyway, child abusers get no respect in prison, so I imagine it will be fun for them both in there. Let's hope these children get justice for their torture. Let's hope they plead guilty to save the poor souls from facing court. I hope and wish them all the best in their futures, and hope they have found loving homes with food whenever they want, safety and comfort. They deserve nothing less. Well, guys, Thank you for joining me all today for this episode. I know it's been a hard one. Oh my gosh, these things need to be reported and shown, because if other people in that space, people who visit that home, people know what's going on, do not speak up, who will speak up for these children? If you believe that anyone you know is being abused, any child is being starved or kept in conditions that are just inhumane and just don't meet the basics of childcare, you must speak up, and please contact helplines and reach out for these vulnerable, innocent little beings. I appreciate you all being here today. I hope you like the way I put this one together. It was a little bit hard for me, actually. I thought it would be easier than this, but I do get easily confused. Editing all my own videos myself, it's just a lot, really. Anyway, I hope it was good, and we'll see what kind of style the next one will be. Let me know if you liked this one. Thanks for joining me. Please like, comment and share if you enjoyed this episode, and subscribe for more. Random Jen.